The key's in the consistency. You know it, I know it, and it's why it's really important that you like, subscribe, and share to make sure that everybody else knows it as well. When you're at the beginning of a great adventure, everything feels really, really massive. It feels overwhelming. It feels like it's a completely crazy idea what you're undertaking. It really does. And a lot of people fall at the wayside because there are a couple of reasons, really. One of them, terrified of sacrificing certain things that they have in their lives that they don't want to let go of, but also terrified of what people will think about them. But the other thing that stops people is they make it far too complicated. Simplicity is so important. And I see loads of people, and I was, believe me, hands up, I was one of them that was absolutely obsessed with getting absolutely every single thing right. And the truth is, I've wondered, do I schedule tweets? Do I do them off the cuff? Do I have what time of day am I going to do this and that? I'm trying to get the perfect schedule, trying to get everything perfect. And it doesn't work. Consistency, okay? When you're talking about growing your own business, is housed within realizing that it's your business and nobody else's. You're the boss. You're in the driving seat. You get to decide exactly how things go. How are you? Because you're going to be in this for a long time. You're going to be in this for a lifetime. Being an entrepreneur is not a job. It's not a one-day thing. It's a way of life. Because you have to do a lot of stuff. You have to be healthy. You have to be sleeping well. You have to be producing content. You have to be making offers to people. You have to be having sales calls. All of these different things, they all require you to be organized. There's a huge amount, because I'll tell you what, today in particular, I have to say, today I've been tweeting a huge amount. And I've been getting quite a lot of feedback and quite an increased amount of feedback on my own posts. And it's really, really exciting. But I can actually feel that even with a certain amount, okay, I can actually feel that I'm getting sort of slightly overwhelmed. I can feel it. And I thought, no. All that you have to do is one step at a time. Don't try and take 100 steps all at once, because you can't. All you're going to do is fall over if you do that. So each time something comes in that you need to deal with, one at a time. And at the end of the day, because consistency is king, once you've gotten through all of the great things that are happening for you, what do? Well, you feel satisfied with it. And the truth is, in the beginning, I'm talking about business here. And when I started this YouTube channel, I kind of veered away from that. I kept that all at a distance. But what you have to realize is you can't be loads of different people. You need to have an integrated system. You need to have all of the pieces of your life, all the pieces of the pie working together. You don't want to hide things. You don't want to make everything that you're doing sort of bit and piecey. It has to all marry together. So I'm talking about building a business online, but I do work with people one-to-one to help iron out all manner of issues. But I think that we're living in times now. My parents were from a generation that, well, are from a generation that had basically a job for life. A lot of people stuck to one thing, and they did that for their whole lives, and they moved up the ladder. But that doesn't really, and that's never been the sole model. But it's far more common now that you're going to make money. If you're watching videos like mine, you're going to be making money in very, very different ways. And what's really interesting actually is when I started talking with people in the shops in this village that I've now returned to, there are a lot of people actually who have a 2-day job here and a 1-day job there, and then they volunteer and they do all these different things. So again, that requires organization. It requires that you be on top of things, and keeping things as simple as possible is absolutely critical if you're going to be consistent. Because I mentioned that I had an incredible coaching conversation with a friend of mine very, very recently, and we've been backwards and forwardsing with each other, having a really great chat and supporting each other. And what it's made me realize is how much more accomplished I am than I think, but also how there is a lot of stuff to keep on top of. And also, because you're going to be in the driving seat, you have to figure out how you're going to be able to sustain that over a long period of time. As time goes on, all the things that are difficult in the beginning become simpler. They do become easier, actually, because you get yourself into a flow of things. But obviously, as you keep rising up the levels, there are going to be new challenges. A former coach of mine, his phrase was, "There's a devil at every level." But the thing is, we think of obstacles as these horrible things to overcome, and they're really not. They are not your enemy. They are your friends, okay? Because they help you realize that you can always decide and be stronger than your circumstances. But this is why you have to have a really integrated way of living your life, because otherwise it's all going to get on top of you. And we all experience those feelings of, call them anxiety, call them overwhelm, call them, some may even say dread. Oh my God, what am I going to do here? This is so frightening. But it's always going to be a little bit frightening, but that doesn't matter, because you will have the resilience and the consistency to build. Because once you've proven to yourself that you can do whatever it is that you've been wanting to do and thinking and planning and talking about doing, once you've done that for a certain period of time, and you're really invested in the process, and you have a really, really strong motivation for wanting to do it, for always in your mind, to get you over that, you have the initial transformational spark and it's really exciting. But then what sustains you is why you're invested in the process. That's where consistency actually comes from. And you'll see a lot of people saying, oh, well, it can't just be money, and it can't just be this, and it can't just be that. It will be different for you. It will be different for everybody watching this video, but that's okay. But you're in the driving seat. It's your life, it's your business, it's your mental health, it's wanting to have better relationships, which is why I'm recording these videos, because I'm doing a lot of different things, a lot of different tasks in a day, but everything hangs together. So get very, very clear. I keep talking about this, but get very, very clear about what you like what you like, what you want to do, and that is the starting off point. Make sure that in your mind, you're always thinking, how can I make this work for me? Always be asking yourself that question. And it's a constant process. I studied business studies at school. And everybody studies the Japanese. They've got different words for everything, and one of the most famous words is kaizen, continuous improvement. What that means is you're going to keep leveling up. You're going to keep facing challenges, but you're going to figure out how to overcome them. And that's how you build consistency. You know, taking all of these things on as challenges, but as ways of making you stronger, more capable, and frankly, unstoppable. That's what we want. That's what I want for you. That whatever you face it head on, and you just absorb it. You absorb it into the path, into the process, and then you just keep on going, you keep on going, you keep on going. And the reason that people fall off is because they haven't established these things. They haven't established that it's their life. They haven't established that if they would only make things more simple and get out of their way. And I just actually tweeted that there's no truer statement than get the fuck on with it. That's what you have to do. And I think it takes some, not necessarily catastrophic, but I think it takes a really eye-opening event to hit people right between the eyes. And it's then that they realize, okay, no matter what, no matter how big a risk I think this is, I have to do this now. Doesn't even feel like a choice. It feels like a calling. And I tell you what, every single day, there's a lot of work to do. But the more that I do it, the more I look forward to it. Because it's very, very exciting, and it leaves you feeling really ready to go to bed, really satisfied that you've made the most of your day. I certainly feel like I'm making the most of my day by doing all of these things. And when those moments happen, when the thoughts creep in, so, oh my God, how is this all going to work? It's fine. I think, thank you for sharing. And then I carry on. And it's a marvelous feeling, because you, my friend, have it without a shadow of a doubt. You definitely have it within you. You just have to decide. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this important message. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now. Keep going.